Yeah, it's recording.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Do your introduction, I guess.
I've just blanked. Sure, what's my introduction? Hello, welcome back. Today I am with Eddie again.
Hi.
Again, you all know Eddie, or you should.
Hello.
Hi. No, and we are looking at Eddie's Darci collection.
And there's going to be an unboxing as well.
Yes.
Here's Darci, cover girl Darci. What a beautiful cover girl doll.
Introducing Darci CoverGirl, the beautiful posable doll new from Kenner. You can move her in a natural style. You can put her in a fashion pose, make her do exercises, and dress her in fashions designed for her, like Disco Gold, each sold separately. Now you can get Darci CoverGirl at the introductory price of $5.99 at participating stores.
She's Darci, cover girl Darci. What a beautiful cover girl doll.
Darci, you're a living doll.
Darci CoverGirl comes with portfolio and everything you see here, new from Kenner.
Darci was made by Kenner in 1979, I think she started. She was only around for a few years. Kenner was flush with money by this time because they, of course, as everyone knows, they had the Star Wars franchise.
Yes.
So they were a little company in Cincinnati that had some really good internationally famous toys up until that point, but Star Wars pushed them over the edge. So they thought, finally, we can compete with Barbie, who was, as you all know, the #1 queen of fashion dolls. Superstar, exactly. Literally a superstar.
Yeah.
So I always thought of Darci, and a lot of collectors do, I think, as the doll equivalent of one of those wonderfully well-made and movies that were around decades ago that, you know, got kind of famous and got kind of successful and then fell into obscurity and then were rediscovered decades later and became a cult hit or a cult following, cult classic.
Yeah.
That's Darci, because there are some very dedicated collectors. There, you know, not as many as would collect Barbie, of course, but you know, the collectors that do have her, they're really into it. Yeah, and you can see why. The quality was amazing with these dolls. You know, she was 12 inch. She was a little bigger. That a lot of people think that's what led to her demise in the end. She couldn't really share clothes with Barbie. She was 12 inches. She was a little bigger in the body, but she was fully articulated. She was great quality. Her hair is still stylable today. You know, 40 years later. I mean, you barely find a doll that's got frizzed out hair or plugs missing or any of that. You know, so there's not a lot of melting or anything like that that happens with the dolls. There's a bit of green sometimes you might get on the rubbery joints, which happens on other dolls.
Yeah.
But you know, she's pretty much intact even 40 years later. And because the fact that she was only around for a couple of years, she's very collectible. You know, to get a lot of the fashions, you know, you don't have to collect. There are not years and years and years to collect. So you can pretty much build a decent collection pretty straight away there. The playsets are harder to find, and we'll go through them in a little sec there because I have both of the playsets. She was also supposed to come out with this really cool mobile van, which was electronic. It had a photo studio with it. That was never produced. So the final items, some people say they were produced in limited quantities. Some people say they were just prototypes. People will debate that till the end of time. Let them debate it. The common knowledge is that, you know, the last series, which was around, say, 1981, something like that, a lot of that wasn't produced there. Okay, so Darci came in blonde, brunette, and redhead, which was another great thing. Barbie was basically blonde, you know, apart from a few others at that time. She also had a friend, an African-American friend called Dana. Dana's very collectible too. I've noticed I have two. They're quite different. So, you know, she does vary in hair color and, you know, in hair texture, that sort of thing. And also the most collectible friend, and I'll get up and over here, is Erica. Erica is very, very collectible, very, very rare, apparently. I mean, you know, these dolls were play-alone dolls, so how rare can you get? But I've heard stories where she was only available on the West Coast department stores as a department store special. I don't know if that's correct. They all had different facial sculpts, which is great. It wasn't just a painting, you know, a repainting or anything. They all had 3 distinct facial sculpts. Now, also, of course, Kenner, after Darci, after that, you know, that ended in 1981, say 82, they had the Gem line later on, which is Hasbro.
Yes.
Hasbro bought out Kenner, I think, and they released Gem. Now, Gem's very similar to Darci in the doll construction itself, the fashions were a world away. Darci was a cover girl. That was her personality. Barbie was, you know, it could be anything you want, but she was quite specific in her personality. She even came with, I'll just show this here, a little folio there with her name on it because she was a model, and it came with these pre-printed magazine covers, which were basically just cardboard there, of her magazine covers to show potential clients, designers and photographers there. Dana even came with one of these. Eric never did. Erica, sorry, I should not say Eric. Erica basically was a wannabe model that Darci was helping to get into the industry.
Oh, okay, so
that was the whole story behind her, yeah. So Darci was this lovely, generous, fashions were incredible for this, very specific for the time. You know, you're looking at the late 70s, there was a lot of wholesome, a lot of disco, that sort of thing. A little more real life than Barbie too, not so spangly, not all pink and fluffy. You know, you had different colours, you had great textures there. And it was 3 different tiers of fashions you could get. These are, I've deboxed a lot of fashions because I insist on getting them in the box because they come with a lot of signature accessories that are hard to find loose. So she had the 3 tiers of fashions there. She had the fashion finds. Fashion finds was the budget collection. Didn't come with a lot of accessories. Some of them rarely came with shoes, but some of them did come with the bracelets there, not too many, but you basically just got 1 or 2 items there on these there. And that was the range there. I think this was early on. I think it was like, let's have a look there. No, this was the later one. I lie, because it actually has, I'll show you the back. These were some of the fashion feelings that were never produced there. There we go. So these were never produced. So this was one of the later cards, I should say. That Fashion Feelings was never produced. They were supposed to come out in 1981, and these were the ones that were produced there, the early ones there in black and white, where you saw them in colour in the front there.
I actually really love this one here.
That one there?
Like just a swimsuit, but it looks quite nice.
Yeah, oh, that one there, yeah, the ruche swimsuit. I still have got to get that. I have that one there, which you'll see, and I have that one, but that's locked away, so that's styled away somewhere. I want the red one too. And then you had the lifestyle fashions, which I had all but one. So I need to get that last one. Again, I've deboxed them. You'll see them later, but I'll bring that out so you can see the box. It actually came with a magazine cover that you could clip out. I'm just going to go like that. Yeah. A magazine cover that you could clip out and put in her folio with her other magazine covers, which is great. Wearing the fashion in the card. So that's great. You know, it's like you can add to her portfolio that way. And this is Suit Yourself there. This is very 70s fashion you could see there, with the peasant blouse and the floral skirt and the suede vest. Also, that's quite interesting too. It just tells you, because this is one of the rare fashions that came with boots. It just tells you that usual information with the talcum powder. Oh. You could even use the fashion with her Perfect Pose Studio, which I have, which you will see in a sec there, with the backdrops there. The studio came with its own, I think, 4 different backdrops on 2 cards that you could use, and that's some of the fashions there you can see. And that was also just an offer. The offer actually, you got these little play sets if you sent away for them. They're very rare and very collectible. Okay, so then you got to the top of the line fashions, which was called the Perfect Pose fashions, to go with the Perfect Pose Studio. I have the bridal gown, as you can see there. I forget what it was called. Wedding bell, of course, something like that. Now, you might notice too that it actually has a backdrop you can use with the Perfect Pose Studio there. So it gives you an extra backdrop, which is fabulous, because I think I've already used mine. It's out here. I'll just show you that. This whole thing's going to go. Okay, there you go. So I've already taken it out because I've used it for photography. But it comes with its own backdrop that you can use with the playset, which I thought was a genius idea. Because you think, oh good, I can get a whole new backdrop, I can get the fashion, I can take some photos.
Even if you didn't have the playset, you could always use that.
Just as a backdrop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's perfectly scaled for fashion dolls too. So I usually just whack that up against a blank wall and, you know, put a cardboard down and use that as a backdrop. Yeah. So these fashions here, there weren't that many. I'll just show you those. The lifestyle fashions are up here that we've seen before on the card, and then we see the boxed fashions there. Perfect. You can see there was a ballet. These were more specific to an occasion or to a photo shoot, I guess. So you had a ballet costume, you had a cowgirl costume, and then you had the bridal costume there. And these were around 79 and 80. I think they were going to come out in 1981 with a roller disco, which was a pink jumpsuit, which I think a lot of collectors just substitute a later gem pink jumpsuit that was quite similar. But it was never produced. It was supposed to come with roller skates and a cape, a red cape, and it was just a pink strapless jumpsuit. I think they were going to add that to this range, but it never happened. As you can see here, we've got a lovely logo sweater there with the denim-ish skirt. It's just a cotton skirt in blue there, and that's called Jean Scene, and that was a fashion find there. Also came with the bracelets. The sunglasses are Barbie. There's the logo sweater. Logo sweaters were big in the late 70s. And then you've got a lifestyle fashion there, and that's called Suit Yourself. And she also came with boots. Darci didn't have a lot of footwear. It was basically just one pair of sandals that they zhuzhed up. Okay, and that's called Garden Party. And that's what Dana's wearing there. It's actually got a different skirt underneath. And you've got daisy appliques on the sandals there. And it also came with the bracelets there. This one's called Lovely Lavender, and it's actually got separate attached sleeves. It's got her famous orchid choker there. She has variations of that flower choker. She also has purple metallic shoes, which are quite unusual. You know, usually it's gold or silver. This was based on an old Mary McFadden design. Mary McFadden was a really well-known socialite designer in New York in the late 70s, early 80s there. And she was known for this, what we call fortuny pleating, this layering there. Over here, she has a fashion find called Autumn Days. That's this one here. Didn't come with any bracelets, but came with that wonderful belt, which was also a jump rope for one of the exercise outfits as well. So that's called Fur Fantasy, and it came with leather trousers and also comes with the logo on the back. This one's a really well-known and very collectible outfit there. I love this one too. It's called Running Free. It's another lifestyle fashion there. I love the hoodie, and then you've got the visor there, the Perspex visor, and the little jogging shorts and the socks and the sneakers there. And the little top underneath, the rainbow coloured top. So it's very sort of 1979, 1980. She also comes with her bracelets there. And yeah, I'll show you some of the backdrops that comes with her. They were printed on both sides. That's what's called Fifth Avenue. That was the beach scene there. We've got the city skyline at night, and then on the other side is just a disco scene there. And so that's just a nice selection there of the lifestyle fashions and some of the fashion finds. And then we'll move on to the disco.
The spotlights on Darci's disco that you put together. New from Kenner. Darci CoverGirl sold separately.
Wow, Darci's dynamite in a silver disco jumpsuit. I'm making her dance.
You can create disco effects with a glittery ball. Spotlight you flash.
Oh, look, a light show.
Pretend jukebox and pinball machine.
Darci, you're a living doll.
Darci's disco comes with silver jumpsuit and everything you see here. Darci CoverGirl sold separately.
Hey, and here we have the hard-to-find Darci Disco. It was great how they actually promoted this. In the first booklet, they actually had a coming soon, Darci's Disco. So as Dean said before, it was like, you know, in production there. So something for Darci fans to look forward to. And voila, there it was. So I think it came out later in 1980. Perhaps, maybe late 79, 1980. That silver jumpsuit actually came with the set, so it was only available with this set, that strapless jumpsuit. I added the belt and added her flower choker, which was her original flower choker because I got her out of the box there. But her stand there can move around just by using a lever at the bottom there. You can move her around so she could dance in a way. Quite clunky, but you actually move that around and she's supposed to dance, but it's not working now, of course. You also have a light. Mine doesn't work, but my light works in the Perfect Pose Studio. But that light you can flick on, and the lights behind her, if you shine a light behind them like a torch, they light up like disco lights there. It also came with the jukebox on the left, as you can see that. That's just a plastic facade, but you know, you could shine the light behind that too. And here we have the pinball machine there. And then we have the dolls here. These are Darci's friends. So you see Erica there. Erica's the rarest, as I said before. That's her original outfit, and check out that fabulous mask there that she has as a disco bag. And then you have Dana, which is her African American friend, and she's wearing disco gold, which is a very, very wanted lifestyle fashion. I've added the headband there myself, and there you see the disco.
She so full of fun. She's got a look that's always with it.
Here's Darci CoverGirl, the beautiful doll you can move in a natural style, like fashion poses, even in splits.
What a beautiful CoverGirl doll.
Darci, you're a living doll.
Darci CoverGirl comes with portfolio and everything you see here. From Kenner.
Okay, so now we are going to unbox a Darci doll. The front of the box, where we have the Darci logo, the Kenner logo. She's copyrighted 1979. On the back, we had the perfect pose fashions with the backdrops that we saw earlier. And we have the lifestyle fashions here. We have images of Darci up the top there. So on the sides, we just have images of Darci pulling different poses, and it says posing stand included as shown for beautiful fashion poses. Doll comes with two-piece fashion outfit for beach and evening wear. And let's get her out of the box. And that is what her box looks like on the inside. So there's this area here where all the accessories are, and then there is this, Fashion Trends magazine. So she comes with her portfolio, which has her name on it. And then on the inside, there are the 3 magazine covers with all 3 different hair colors. Her stand is this white, very odd shaped stand. I think that's just so that you can pose her legs out. There's instructions for the stand. And then we have a booklet as well. We have Erica there. I would love to get Erica one day. There are the Erica fashions. So they were not actually produced. Fashions by the dozen. So she has this very simple, it's just like a plastic flower that's been sewn onto a piece of ribbon that goes around her neck. She's wearing a 2-piece costume, so if you pull this ribbon off here, the skirt comes off and it is a swimsuit. And the skirt has this lovely kind of crinkle lettuce leaf type detail around the sides. And she has her silver shoes. And some bracelets as well, pink and white. So looking at her articulation, her neck joint is rotational. So are her shoulders, so they can go out and around. She bends at the elbow. Her wrists are rotational and they move up and down as well. A rotational waist joint. Her legs can move out as well as around, but you can't move them too far back because her buttocks prevent you doing so. She has bend and click knees. Her face is quite pretty, so she looks a lot like the Kenner International Velvet doll. She has these eyelashes all around, just a very basic shaped eye. It's not too round or too sultry. She has like an orangey red lipstick. One of her hands is in a sort of gripped position so that she can actually hold her portfolio or various other accessories. I hope you enjoyed this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all with my next review. See ya!